Hey guys, it's Chloe, and today I am here with a brand new video. Today I am here with my June wrap-up, and I had such a successful reading month in June. This month has both been very fast and very slow, and it was also kind of crazy for like half of it. Right at the beginning of the month, I was in New York for BookCon, and at the same time, I was also doing my summer semester, which ended like at this point like a week ago. But it's been a really good and successful reading month. I participated in 2 readathons, which I will get to later in the video, and I just had a great reading month. All of the books I read this month were contemporaries, which, are we really surprised? But at the same time, I feel like I always throw in like at least like a non-contemporary book each month. But not this month. I also read a total of 10 books this month. I will be starting another book, but it's not guaranteed that I'll finish it before the month is over. At the time of filming this, there are 3 days left in the month, and the time that you guys are watching this, there's 1 day left in the month. So this is probably the closest I've ever filmed a wrap-up. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the June book of the month for Once Upon a Read-Along, which was The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. I ended up getting an arc of this, and I started it at the very end of May, but wasn't expecting to finish it in May. I ended up finishing it on May 31st. I am counting this for my May reading, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I did read it because it was on my June TBR. I did read it, I did finish it, and there will be a live show linked in the description below when it goes up. Alright, so the first book that I completed was There's Something About Sweetie by Sanya Menon. This is her most recent release, and it's also the second book in the Dimple and Rishi world. So this is following a character that was in When Dimple Met Rishi, and as well as this new character, Sweetie. And this book was so freaking cute. Sanya Menon's books are always so cute and so good, and this one was no exception. I ended up starting it. Well, I got this book at BookCon for her signing, started it at BookCon, and then read a good chunk of it on the plane ride home, and I just fell in love with this book, and it was so great, and I've loved everything that Sanya Menon's done, and she has 2 books coming out next year that I'm so excited about, and if you haven't picked up her work, I highly recommend picking it up. It's so good. I gave this book 5 stars, and just I loved it. Keeping up with the Sanya Menon theme, the next book I read was As Kismat Would Have It by Sanya Menon. This is her ebook novella that is set, I believe, after the events of There's Something About Sweetie, and it's just a really cute short novella that is following Dimple and Rishi again, but it is set after the events of There's Something About Sweetie, so I recommend reading that first, then reading this book. And it was just a super cute read that I finished in about an hour, and I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 5 stars. Again, I love Sanya Menon's work. I highly recommend it. It's amazing, its own voices, and just, I love it. The next book I read was Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. This was for a reading challenge that I did with Desiree from Libri Labra. It was the Read That Book Challenge. I posted a whole vlog of me reading this book, so you can get all of my reactions as I'm reading the book in that video, and I will link it in the description below. Colleen Hoover is continuing to surprise me with her work, and I'm starting to want to look at her work more and more. And I talk about that in the vlog as well, but I ended up really enjoying this book. I gave it 4 stars, and it was just really good. And I highly recommend it. I really like, well, most of the stuff I've read by her is new adult, and I really, really like the new adult work right now. Like, new adult romance is like a thing I'm into right now. And this was really good. And there's also a sequel that I'm waiting for from the library. I'm really curious how there's going to be a sequel to this book, but I guess I'll find out when I get it. Next, I read Maybe Not by Colleen Hoover. This is a novella set in the same world as Maybe Someday. I think you also have to read Maybe Someday before reading this because it involves 2 characters in that book. This was pretty cute, and it was a nice read to pick up after reading Maybe Someday, and it was pretty short. It's only about 100 pages. I also gave this 4 stars. Again, continuing on with the theme of Colleen Hoover, at this point in the month, Buzzwordathon has started, and Buzzwordathon is hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala, but each Buzzwordathon there's a buzzword that you have to read books with that buzzword in the title, and this round was the word you, so I ended up picking up All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and can I tell y'all how much this book destroyed me? It was so fucking good. I highly recommend this book. It broke me in so many ways because this book is told in past and present, but it's written as then and now, and the now killed me, the then made me happy, and then it all just crushed me. And Colleen Hoover, like, this has really put Colleen Hoover on the map for me. I know some people have had issues with her books before, specifically November 9. I have read November 9. I know about the problematic issues, but guys, this killed me. Like, this killed me like Ugly Love killed me. Ugly Love and All Your Perfects slayed me. Obviously, I gave this one 5 stars. I read it in like 2 days. Highly, highly recommend this. Continuing with Buzzword-a-thon, I then read Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. This was my unwrapped book for June. I purposely wanted to unwrap this book, and I did get it when I unwrapped it. This was a cute YA romance. It's almost bordering on new adult because they did graduate from high school. They're like 18, 19. It was super cute. My only issue with this book is I had problems picturing one of the main female leads, which is an issue because she's very significant in this book. Therefore, I gave this book 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I just had problems picturing her and putting a face to her name, basically. I also do have a Buzzword-a-thon vlog that I posted. I will link that in the description below as well for you guys to check out reading throughout that week. So this next book actually recently came out, and it was perfect for Pride Month. But I wasn't planning on reading it this month because I didn't think it was going to come in from the library as fast as it did. It was Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens by Tanya Botajou. I have no idea if I said her last name right. This is the first book I've read that explores the drag scene, both drag queens and kings, and I'm a really big fan of drag and drag queens. I love RuPaul's Drag Race so much. As she discovers the drag scene and starts to get into the drag scene, she meets somebody that she likes. It was a good book, but I was hoping for more from it. I feel like our main character, Nima, was just, I feel like she was written very young, and from a certain point I understand that she sounds young in certain things because she's discovering new things or she's inexperienced in certain things. But that was my only real issue with the book, was it felt like she was younger than 17. I didn't hate this book by any means. I enjoyed it. I just really had that issue with the written young character. Other than that, I thought this was great. I really liked seeing drag in a YA book, and I'm really glad that I got to read this. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, and I'm hoping that we'll get to see more drag books in the YA community, especially now that this is out, and I hope we get to see more LGBT+, more drag in books, all of that. So now at this point in the month, it is time for Summer-A-Thon, and Summer-A-Thon actually ends today, the day that I'm filming this, and I had so much fun with this readathon. I had a really successful Summer-A-Thon, and we'll just talk about the books. So first I read Truly Madly Royally by Debbie Rigaud. This is an arc, and this book comes out on July 30th, and guys, when this book comes out, I highly, highly recommend you pick it up. It was so freaking cute. It features a main character that is a person of color. It features biracial relationships. It is so freaking good, and I highly, highly recommend this. It's a really fast-paced read as well. I flew through this book. It's not even 300 pages. Highly recommend it. It was super cute. I'm currently obsessed with all things royals and royal weddings. It was so cute. I gave it 5 stars, and I highly recommend you pick this up when it comes out. And I believe Debbie Rigaud is going to be an author that I keep my eye on for the future now. Next, I read Just One Day by Gail Forman. I actually listened to the audiobook for most of this. This book was good, but I also had some issues as well. I gave this 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it for the most part, but I feel like about not even halfway through the book, maybe like a third of the way through the book, our main character was so defeated that it almost felt like she was whiny and mopey. I don't know if that's just like how I perceived it. I don't know if other people perceive it that way. I honestly have not read reviews. It was good. I might read the second one. There is a sequel as well as a novella. I might read it. I don't know. I'm not really in the hurry to read the next one. I have other books I like to prioritize, but this one was interesting. It's been a while since I read a Gail Forman, and yeah, I don't really know what to say. 3.5 stars. This book takes place abroad in Europe as well as in Boston at a college, because she is in her first year of college. So I don't really have anything else to say about this book. And finally, the last book that I read was Summer Days and Summer Nights, edited by Stephanie Perkins. This is an anthology done by 12 different authors, all with short stories themed around summer and falling in love and all that. I decided that I'm not going to rate this because anthologies are hard to rate, and I wasn't really keeping track of my ratings for each individual story, so I just decided to not rate the book at all. There were stories that I enjoyed, there were stories that I didn't really care for, but overall, it was a good anthology. It was a nice summery read. This is it's not really a companion, but I call it a companion to My True Love Gave to Me, which was 12 holiday love stories. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I finished it during Summer-A-Thon. It helped me complete all the other challenges. So guys, those are all of the 10 books that I read in the month of June. So guys, that is all I have for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Down below, I'm going to have links to the Maybe Someday Read That Book Challenge, to my Buzzword-A-Thon vlog, and once it goes live, I'm going to also link my Summer-A-Thon vlog in the description below. Check out all of those videos. Check out some of these books. Let me know your thoughts on any of these books, if you read them, if you haven't, if you plan on reading them, if you participated in Buzzword-A-Thon or Summer-A-Thon. Let me know in the comments below. Tell me how you did. If you didn't do so great, if you did great, tell me all the things. And if you don't want to answer any of those questions, then go ahead and leave me an emoji in the comments below to let me know that you watched this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to check out my vlog channel class, it's linked in the description below. And if you'd like to see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe to get you updated for when I post those. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.